Welcome, everybody, to the Entrepreneur Power Hour, where we have fun and teach entrepreneurs cool things that they can use to better their life. Today, I want to talk about giving back. And you would find this strange, but they asked a lot of celebrities, people who were big entrepreneurs, people who had really made it. They said, what was it? Was it the money that got you? Like, well, money after a while, what can you do with it? And then they said, well, what about the fame? What about, all the significant others? They're like, well, what really made it for you? What really gave you that great feeling? And they actually said giving back. And I can attest to that in my own life. When I've even helped somebody on the street or give back like $1 here or $10 here, not only did I feel good, I had a better day. And as entrepreneurs, sometimes it's hard because we're trying to make it. But sometimes it's important to know how to give back, and I want to get your stories and your thoughts on that, and I want to see Cedric with the Hulk more. So let's rock it, guys.
Well, a lot of times I like to talk, go back to basics and stuff like that, and the Bible says it's more blessed to give than to receive. And if more people would spend time giving, this would be a better world. Just a bottom line. And that's the biggest problem, I think, in society today is so many people are they're in the get mode instead of giving. And I get a rush. I really do get a rush by giving.
Yeah, it's so powerful when you can give a little bit, whether it's your time. And I'm not just talking about money. People are like, well, I'm broke. And I say, okay, that's fine. But you can go out and make someone have a good day. Making someone have a good day, making someone smile, even encouraging someone, giving a speech, that doesn't even cost a thing. It makes you feel so good. And people are like, man, Kareem, I was thinking about what you said the other day, and it really changed my life. And you can't, and I know this for a fact, just from like heart-based intelligence, you just can't put a price on that. Making someone feel, or if someone says, man, I had fun at the power hour. You just can't put a price tag on that.
I had a friend that made it a habit every day to do something for somebody without them knowing, without the person knowing. Giving without expectations to receive. Just maybe it might be doing something randomly nice. Like maybe somebody's newspaper would be in the bushes to take it and put it, on, which we don't have newspapers too much anymore, but, just doing things for others without them even knowing that you did it for them.
I mean, the easiest thing I think you could do is just give someone's having a rough day, and you give them your time. You actually listen to them. You didn't just not like, okay. Even if it's someone you've never met online, or someone calls up on the phone, they're having a rough day.
Yeah.
The least just listen to them. You don't have to solve anything. You don't have to give them money. Just listen to people. Just acknowledge them. Have like compassion, and really you never know what happens as an entrepreneur. Then you go to start your own business, and then that person one day happens to have that skill you need in graphic design or video editing. They're like, oh, you were pretty nice to me. And it makes a big difference when you work with people, if you're nice to them or not, online and off, right, Sharon?
Yep, I do a lot of offline stuff. And I actually have a story where I can share it here on the Entrepreneur Power Hour. I don't know how long ago this was, but my mom and I were just walking, and we found somebody's wallet. And, well, the smart thing to do is give it back, find it. Well, we had to go find the address to the person. We found out the person's name and where they lived, and we dropped it off. um, you know, just I didn't expect anything back. I literally did not. But the fact of the matter is, I was able to help that person because it's a pain in the butt to have like a missing wallet per se.
Yeah.
And in exchange for that, he gave me $10.
Yeah, it's really hard, especially like when you lose your wallet, you panic. Oh my God, where's my wallet? And you're like, I gotta get my driver's license. I gotta get my credit cards back. Hopefully, someone's not out there making like $5,000 purchases on eBay. And then I'm like, and even when or that, yeah, and you're just freaking out. And to help someone find their wallet, which also costs nothing, and you might even get a tip, and then they have peace of mind. Because I know when my wallet was lost, I was like in fight or flight mode. I'm like, where's it at? I gotta find it. And I'm like looking around. I'm like breaking stuff, pushing stuff, knocking my bed over, pushing the ceiling. People are like, this kid needs Ritalin. They're like, what's wrong? I can't find my wallet. And you doing that, that's a huge give back. That's a huge thing to help. And then they're like, man, sir, you were so nice. I'm going to show up on your Zoom show and hang out. And or whatever they do. Or the one thing I found is the more people that you help, it'll come back to you. Or Zig Ziglar said, you can have everything you want in life. You just give enough other people what they want.
That's right.
And Kareem, I just had something come up. I've got to run, so I may get on later. So
okay.
All right.
great. See you guys
later, Bill.
Hello.
Bye, Bill.
Yes.
But anyway, do you have any more stories? While everybody's important. They're all taking phone calls. We got big business executives on the Power Hour today.
I know, right? Like, I'm honestly surprised that I mean Mexico. I was like, oh my gosh. Anyway, I ran into a story where somebody actually gave me something. The flip side to that, I ended up leaving my lunchbox somewhere, and somebody else found it. I'm like, oh my gosh, I left my lunchbox. I was looking all over the store, and it was upstairs in the break room. How sad.
It also can go the other way too. What I found is when I give, and then when I receive, it's like having that imbalance. Wonder where that's from. When I'm willing to help others out, generally, even if they don't personally help me out, maybe somebody else will. Maybe God or the universe or whatever you believe will put somebody else to say, okay, this guy's doing charitable acts. He has the determination. He knows where he's going, and he's not afraid to help other people. There was a story when I was a young kid about an old man who all he had was a few loaves of bread, and he gave it to some mice out there. Well, they weren't mice. They transformed into elves. It's an old cartoon. And this was like around Christmas, and then for Christmas they rebuilt his whole house and fixed it up. And to me, even though, okay, Kareem, that's a goofy cartoon, that has a lot to do with how our world is. If you give a little bit and put a little time, like that Goo Goo Dolls song, you might be pleasantly surprised with what you get out of it.
Right.
True.
You know, you're exactly right about that. And you notice the people that are out here online. I don't know, is that you? People online, the ones that are every time I speak it, is that mine?
It was what, yours?
Every time I talk, it starts to give them.
You're fine. I can hear you. Okay.
Okay. The people that are really successful online are the ones that give the most value. They're always giving.
Yeah,
And
especially online, because if your reputation gets hurt online, see, in real life, if I mess up, I can call someone or I can meet them and be like, "Hey, dude, you know,
right,
had too many last night, went a little crazy. I'm sorry." But if I give bad information, even if it's free, it doesn't help. But if I get in the habit of, I'm going to give a little bit of value here for free, something good, something substantial, and
right,
really pull people in. They're like, okay, he's a legit content creator. He's not just about pulling PLR and throwing it everywhere. He's actually giving knowledge to the community, to the world, and people can go, that's someone I want to get behind.
right.
Yep.
Hey, I made some money.
Right, that was my side.
Where's my? See, you're doing ching ching. You have to throw out some money now. It's all about giving back. Sharon's over there. She's a millionaire. She's ching ching playing on the little cash register.
You want some Bitcoin today? I'll send you some.
Hey, I'm always down. And hey, if you can't give them dollars, give them Bitcoin. But and any type of charity is a way of saying that I care enough about something that's bigger than myself. I care about making someone feel better. I care about making someone's world just a little bit better. And that's really all you have when you leave. I mean, no one's going to be like, man, Kareem was a great dude. He bought a Mercedes or a BMW.
Right.
Or he had a huge guitar collection, which, yeah, it's cool. Don't get me wrong. I'm not telling anyone watching, don't get a bouncing car. If you go ahead. But realize when your time's up, what someone will say, oh, he made me feel real good. He inspired me to live a better life. He saved me from doing.
Have you noticed that people that generationally, people that are known from generation to generation to generation are the ones that have given the most without expecting anything? Look at Gandhi. Martin Luther King. The list can go on and on and on.
Yeah.
Mother Teresa. These are people that gave of themselves, and it wasn't a cause for this per se, but they were rich. They had everything they wanted. I don't think they never really had to worry about paying the bill.
Yeah, and even here's the funny thing. Even if I do, which I have some expenses I got to worry about, but the biggest thing for me is getting this information, giving this out there. So years from now, I can say, I was part of something. And as far as video and the internet exists, which I'm hoping will be for a very long time, people can see this and they're like, I had a rough day at work. Right. Oh, but the power hour is on, and I had a rough day on my affiliate. No one opened my emails. No one bought my Fiverr gig. Whatever you do, no one bought my Amazon product. But then you can look at a simple video where people are actually giving back and giving information, whether it's entertainment or ideas or whatever it is. And they can say, wow.
Right.
This is actually one of the ways I really want to give back.
Right.
And when you take this out of the equation,
right.
Funny enough, most people I've seen get this.
Yeah. Exactly. Exactamundo. If that's a word, I just made up a new word.
I mean, hey, that's what we're all about, right?
Right.
I mean, even if it's not, we get the drift. Be a cool dude, be a charitable dude, and have fun. And then it will work. And then even if there's certain things that get in your way, I'm going to keep going. Even if I have to pull out the sock puppets. And I'm going to keep ideas and innovating and keep putting content out there. And that's really the best way as far as I'm concerned, because anybody with an internet connection or a phone can watch it.
Right. Even 20 years from now.
Yeah. Until, hey, grandkids, they're like, Dad, we have virtual reality YouTube. We can step into videos, and then we can walk in. And well, back in my day, we had to do it through this thing called a webcam. You can see it on the museum right there. That was also the Sega Genesis. These are the dial phones.
Oh boy, that is going way back.
It's actually crazy, on a side note, to look at when I was growing up in the 90s, I don't know what happened. I feel like it was just, regular phones and everything. And now it's space age. It's like, if someone had told me when I was a young kid, you can have a phone where you can talk to people all across the world on a device or social media, I'd be like, no, dude, come on. I mean, we still have phones and dial-up things and the internet's, give it 20, 30 more years. And all of a sudden I'm like, what?
Right. They're even, in the medical industry doing invasive procedures, through video where, it's crazy how things have gone. Next we'll probably be doing like Star Trek, beam me up, Scotty.
And then you can actually, Charitable works will be real easy because you have a 3D printer. Then you can just print a bunch of food for everybody.
Exactly.
You remember the day of the fax machine?
What are those?
Wow. Yeah,
What are you doing, man?
fax machine. Yeah, definitely. And newspapers, as we were mentioning earlier.
Yeah. I mean,
every invention out there basically came about on an act of giving. If you really want to think about it, anything that's beneficial to society.
I mean, one of my favorite inventors, Nikola Tesla.
Oh yeah.
He for all what he did, for him to end up like it was sad. But I mean, he gave the world basically the modern electrical system.
Yes.
He gave them alternating current. The Tesla coil. I think he was working on. It was even rumored to, and I can't say this is for sure. I do think it was to power the whole world, but then maybe some bankers got in the way. But he's definitely putting in a way to change the world. Hi, Billy. How are you doing? Welcome to the Entrepreneur Power Hour, and today we're discussing. It's a open discussion. We're discussing how to give back as entrepreneurs. And right now we're just discussing one of my favorite inventors, Nikola Tesla. So going back to that, for all what he gave to humanity, you would think he would have been really rewarded, but he wasn't. But his inventions are working on today. That's what I say when it's not what you take, it's what you leave behind. It's the fact that you can leave a legacy somehow. You can leave someone in a good mood. You can give somebody something they can use or that other people can use. And that makes me feel good. Having people using my phone or my website. That was even Steve Jobs' idea. You can build things that other people can use. To me, seeing my ideas or my videos being watched or my work being appreciated feels better than sometimes getting paid for it. What do you think, Billy? Billy? Let's unmute him maybe. Can you hear me, man?
I hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes. How are you?
Just fine.
It's good to have you on here today. Yeah. So, do you have any stories where you gave back to someone, while you were working on it, or you did something charitable and it just made your day?
None I can think of right now.
All right. Well, we can get back to you and just chilling. But yeah, Cedric, I definitely say that there's a lot of inventors, a lot of artists, Vincent van Gogh, who gave everything and didn't get anything back in return. And it's interesting to see that their dedication made the world this much better.
Right. Definitely.
You haven't brought Hulk out.
He's not a giver.
He's a giver. He's a giver of gamma radiation, and he saves people. He's a superhero, man. Superheroes are always givers. That's why they're superheroes.
Definitely.
If you really look at it, like Batman, dude's a billionaire, had a butler. Talking about the bills in the movies, hanging out with these supermodels and stuff. He did not have to fight crime. He could have just lived it up there with Alfred and thrown parties he had no reason to go become impoverished, learn karate from some dude in like a mountain somewhere, and then put on a costume, go through all that stuff of, jumping around,
having to go fight Superman.
Yeah, having to go fight Superman, having to deal with the Joker.
Something had to be wrong with him.
Yeah, hey kids, if you don't get back, you'll be fighting superheroes. They're like, oh my God, no!
Oh, that's funny. That's just so funny.
Oh boy, that's funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, Batman's a perfect example. He dedicated his whole life to fight crime. Now, since I don't have a billionaire or a cool butler, I can't put on the armor and stuff. But what I can do is make fun and engaging videos to bring entrepreneurs up. That's my way of getting past so I'm my own superhero. I'm gonna put a big E, and I don't know if I'll wear my underwear inside out. Maybe.
Yeah, that's so funny.
I leave you. I got another meeting to go to.
That's fine. Thank you for stopping in.
We usually have this at a different time.
We usually do it 7:30, but we had a little time change, so we're working around that.
So, where are you from, Bill?
Las Vegas.
Las Vegas. See, he's on the West Coast with me.
Yeah. He has another meeting to go to. He's gonna the slot machines. He's like, "Ching! I gotta hit it, man. I gotta hit it."
It's good to meet.
I never go to casinos.
It's good.
All right, we'll talk to you later.
It's good to meet you, man.
All right. Hey, if you win big, give a little bit back. So there, I fulfilled my entrepreneur obligations.
Right.
After you win at blackjack.
Hey, good luck, all right?
I'm kidding with you. Have a good one, man.
Good luck at the meeting. Bye-bye.
Oh, boy, I'm a bad guy. Getting people in trouble. But really, here's the funny thing. Speaking of that, I know I made the casino up, but really, lottery winners tend to invest really poorly, if you've noticed that. And the reason is they haven't put their whole heart and soul into really getting where they want to go. They just happen to get there by luck. And they didn't necessarily give much. They just, pull out lottery tickets. So it's improportional.
Right.
Giving and receiving balance.
Somebody asked me. Somebody asked me a question that one time. Says, "Well, I think the lottery was over $100 million," and a person says, "What would you do if you hit it?" I said, "Well, one thing I won't, because I'm not going to play it." And I said, I would rather go out there and earn $100 million than go out there and win $100 million.
I'd say it's a lot easier to earn $100 million. You
Oh
just
yeah,
have to find somewhere where people need help. And
right,
they genuinely need help. And you got to be a genuine dude and come in there and say, I'm going to figure out this issue. I'm going to put my tools together. I'm going to get my team together. I'm going to
right.
solve this issue. And hey, it's honestly, I mean, I'm not going to say this is anything, if anyone from it, but in America, it's not as difficult if you really sitting there and you're at the drawing board and you got ideas and you got a team and you're determined. I believe you can hit that 100 million just by coming up with some ideas, your innovation. And then what's going to feel even better than the 100 million is there'll be 100 million people who are using your thing. I've
Right.
noticed millionaires have helped millions of people. And I thought about this. There's billions of people on Facebook. There's billions of people using Windows. Bill Gates and Zuckerberg are billionaires. They gave value. It almost seems the dollar amount you get is in proportion to the value you give to people. Not all the time. Like, I'm sure there are exceptions, but hey,
There wasn't there many years with Facebook? They didn't even have advertisement or charge for advertisement. The company was rated at $1 billion even before they got stockholders and so forth.
Yeah, but the funny thing is, when it first started, because I watched a documentary, it was just a dorm room, college room project idea, very similar to what we're doing now, in someone's bedroom, in someone's house, and then they were just thinking, oh, okay, this might be cool to work on. It's a different version of Hot or Not.
Right.
Which is, I'm like, oh, that's really juvenile, Even that idea of a website, it's just kind of goofy to me. And then out of a little goofy idea, someone took it one step further. It's the same thing I feel with this.
That was the birth of, do you consider that the birth of social media?
I mean, MySpace and stuff existed before.
Yeah, but it really didn't have the sex appeal or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, I mean, it didn't have that like, where that people just catch on. Because
right.
I joined MySpace, and then there's this Tom guy who adds me as a friend. I'm like, I'm getting out of here. And then it took me a while to get Facebook, too. I'm like, guys, since I had a bad experience with MySpace for a long time, and I regret this, I do. I didn't jump on Facebook. I didn't really do YouTube videos. And I'm like, that seems kind of goofy. People connecting everywhere. No one's going to really take what I have to do seriously. Oh, well, and even if they do, even if I make videos, no one's going to want to hear what I'm talking about, and nobody's going to want to watch me play video games or guitar. I'll just keep it all to myself. It's not right to go. I mean, this was literally my thoughts in 2006. It's a bad idea. And if I could go back and slap myself in the face, which I definitely would, I would say, man, I'm doing a disservice to these people. Not giving your gift out, whatever it is a disservice. Hey, I'm making up new words too.
It happens.
But when you don't give back, when you don't give that service out, I really feel like you're denying the world of something that it really could use.
Right. Exactly.
Yep.
Big time.
And that's why we're here.
And this is a great topic. This is a great topic that we're going over here today.
Yeah, and I'd like to revisit it actually, maybe when Chris and the other get on here, and then get some more of their thoughts, because I know we had a little mix up in time today. But I think more entrepreneurs, and I'm even for revisiting topics, because there's a lot of things a year from now you're going to look a whole lot different on and be like, my perspective changed. And then you can see that change. And then that's really the proof the power hour's doing something.
Right.
Because I can see the person. Here's how, the power hour started with me and Chris on a Google Hangout. It didn't look, we didn't even have like our rooms cleaned. Be honest with you, I did not have a nice shirt on. I did not really have a format. We were asking interview questions, and I didn't know what I was going to talk about half the time. We were just throwing ideas, and it was just me and him going back and forth, and then a year later, we have 100,000 views. I'm like, how the heck did this happen?
Wow.
And I know some people that's not a lot. They can get that on one video, and I get that. But just imagine the potential of two people or a few people making videos off their phones, hanging out, saying we're going to do some goofy ideas. Then they end up making an entertainment thing for the world, or they end up inspiring a lot of other people to jump in front of the camera. And then you start a revolution. And it's just as easy as saying, I'm going to do what I love and put my ideas out there, give my ideas.
Right. Awesome.
I just gave a really long speech there.
Let's see. Cause I like to, because when I came to you yesterday, getting these subject matters a couple of days in advance really helps. Mm-hmm. Even though I didn't really review it that much.
Yeah, my idea is actually for people, I'll tell them what the subject is, but I don't want them to review and be taking notes, because what I found is this. When I come in here, it's almost like the psychiatrist at the ink blot. I'm like, ink blot, what do you think of? Right. Oh, and then you always see organic thought and organic speech is way better than, okay, let me consult my notes. Well, it's better to give charitable because people like you. And Napoleon Hill said, it's good to be charitable. And people like, let me consult my note. I mean, I understand if it's something real, if it's technical and it's blogging or if it's SEO, dear God, please take notes and then no. But if it's something like charity, let's just throw out your stories, throw out your experiences, and pull out that gut level reaction.
What law is that how does that go? Your whatever you put out there, you receive in proportion, in exact proportion. Thermodynamics? No. The law of what? Somebody help me out here.
Action reaction?
Yeah.
Newton's third law.
Yeah.
Yeah, you go figure. I mean, that really does. People are like, that
so,
just.
Yep.
If you apply that to what we're talking about, think about it.
Yeah. I mean.
If you give, you receive in direct proportion of what you give.
Let me put it another way.
Exactly.
Input, how about this? Input equals output.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, I'm not trying to be technical, but every once in a while my technical side comes out.
So the thing is, you can't argue laws. There are definite laws out there that are in place, and if you and that seems like that's a problem with human nature. is we have a tendency to try to, that what's that definition of insanity?
Try something over and over again.
Yeah.
Here's the funny
Expecting a
thing.
different result.
I noticed, here's what I honestly notice. If there's like a real quick reaction, they'll go, okay, I get the law. Like I hope nobody's trying to dispute gravity and they're like, hey,
right,
okay, gravity works. We proved it.
Right.
Woo! But then when they can't see it right away, they're like, I don't know if I believe in karma. I'm going to do bad stuff. And they're like, oh, Kareem, I just lost my wife and the dog bit me and I got hit by a car and I got attacked by a bear. And I'm like, okay, just because sometimes the law doesn't appear right this second, like gravity,
right,
or like, or the next day, like, you have to eat to survive. There's still what I call natural laws, and we can get into that in definitely another show because I have an idea of what those are. But keeping it at that point tonight, there is a law of giving and receiving back. I really do believe that, and it comes in different ways. But definitely, I mean, if I can give and I can give people have a good day, make them learn something, push them forward, that's going to echo, and you never know what someone will do with that. I'll give you an example. There's a guy I really like named Aaron Schwartz.
Heard the name, yeah.
He was a computer expert, really smart guy. He helped start the website known as Reddit. And he did, now this was illegal, but I liked what he did here. He took a library.
I'm here.
That's all good, man. He got I got the full house, so you gotta have fun. But no, he took a library of files from this university called JSTOR that had a lot of different things that people wanted to study. And the problem was the documents in this database were all out of order, that they costed a lot of money for people to study, and people outside the university couldn't get access. So he downloaded a lot of this, and to make a long story short, he got the information out there, then he got in trouble. Because of the information, the pressure on him, he inevitably, because they were going to either get him on jail or on trial, he eventually killed himself, which is sad. But then someone found the work that he had taken from those databases and was able to study some of that. And because he did that work, because of what he did, that person was able to study, go to a researcher, and learn a cure for early colon cancer. So you never know what you might be like, I'm not making 100,000, because when I started, I'm like, I don't have 100,000 views yet. I don't have, I'm not getting, why am I not? And then I never know the time when I walk away, somebody else could be like, I was really watching the Power Hour. I was really listening to Cream and Cedric when I'd come home from work, and I was starting to get a little bit more faith. But then they walked away, and I guess I'll go back to that 9 to 5. Hoping there's one dude out there.
No, never. Oh, that's funny. Badges? We don't need no stinking badges.
No, I like too, when there's a smaller group, you can really sometimes dig on deep, where sometimes when there's more people, someone's like pulling out a fan and someone's like eating and someone's like fixing something in the background. I'm like, who do I mute? And then someone's talking on the phone randomly, and I'm like, oh my God.
Somebody digging in their nose or something.
Yeah, they're like, so what do you think about entrepreneurship? I found a good one. I'm like, and then I start to think, well, sometimes like, oh man, sometimes it's better to have 5 or just 6 people and have that in-depth conversation because you can
Right.
really get into that. Whereas sometimes someone's like eating in the background and like juggling and this, and you're like, oh, turn it off. Then someone skips in. They're like, I wonder what the power hour is about. Oh, they tell people to tell their cell phones off. Cool. If I'm an entrepreneur, I'll tell people to mute up. And,
Rules, we don't need no stinking rules. No, just
we're not gonna take it. No, we ain't gonna take it.
yeah. I was thinking about that earlier today. I would make it a point to just always when I go into a room or a crowd of people, don't be the average, don't be the norm. Hold drum, hold. I leave the situation, or I leave the conversation, or I leave that area, in an upbeat mode. Even if it's just not even telling a joke, just smiling, to asking someone how they're doing. It really does change things. When you're out there, just. And it's a lot of times people, I'll go through the line, someone's at work, and they're just going through the motions, check out or anything like that, and that they've had a long day or something like that, and they say, going through the motions, how you doing today? How's everything?
Yeah.
Awesome. I said,
same old,
right,
working,
right,
and that's fine. Like I don't, because I'm working, I am going through some of the motions too. Not
right,
gonna lie, but I still have. Oh, I want to do public. I'm out there like trying to get public
right.
speaking in my toe. I'm out there. I'm signing up for conferences at work. I'm learning how to build a list in affiliate marketing. I'm
Right.
trying to do my Fiverr career. I'm coming up with different ideas for YouTube
Right.
channels
Right.
and doing research.
Right.
So to me, that bigger driving force, it's not bad to work something, but not having that bigger driving force is hard.
Yeah.
Then it's
I agree, actually. You have to have the desire to do whatever it is you're passionate about, or it's gonna be dead. I don't care what it is.
It's like Earl Nightingale said, it's you become what you think about.
That's right.
And a lot of times people say, how you doing today? I say, well, you know what? If I was doing any better, there'd be 2 of me and I'll be beside myself or something like that. And people, he thinks he's funny. Or corny jokes are good too,
Hey, I mean, you got to give some corny joke. That's actually what I do to get through the day. And people are like, oh, you don't take nothing serious. You goof around.
Yeah.
There's this guy named Bill Hicks. You familiar with him, Cedric?
Bill Hicks, okay.
He had this crazy skit. This will be one of the last time. He had this crazy skit where he said that he wanted to have people smoke up because he's like, you're in traffic with someone, they're like, beep, 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 beep. He's like, shut up and smoke that. And he's like, oh, sorry, I was taking life seriously.
Yeah.
And he also had this speech. He's like, it's just a ride. And people are like, oh, I'm so serious. If I get to my meeting 10 minutes late, I'll die.
Yeah.
People get like heart attacks over this. I'm like, oh, did I send that email out with 2 exclamation points? Is the color, of my banner supposed to be blue and it's red? And I'm like, oh, you're gonna have high blood pressure by the time you're 35.
In the world, everybody's uptight now. You have the thing with the police and and people getting killed by police and stuff like that. And everybody's so uptight about it. You can't do nothing about it, really.
And
And then if I come along and I say, well, you know what, the problem is you need more white friends, the people get mad at me. But it's just it's people spend so much time and effort and energy on things that they cannot control.
Yeah, and I get worried about stuff too. I'm not gonna lie, but I've come to the point where, okay, I'm running a little bit late. I'm not gonna freak out. Okay,
You can't change that.
Chris can't make it. I can't do anything about it.
That's right.
Okay, PayPal, funny enough, put a hold on something, and then they said, well, we'll get your money by Thursday. I was like, okay, what am I mean, there's certain things, I mean, we sometimes get in the point where like, oh, I gotta make it now, I gotta make this happen, I gotta play this, I gotta force everything. And I've tried that with jobs and what happens is the more you force, the more it goes away, and then you're like, okay, I give up, I'm gonna chill out. And someone's like, hey, were you looking for a job and a supermodel girlfriend? I'm like, I guess. I'm like, whoa, where'd this come from?
Right.
And I'm like, where were you when I was employed?
Right.
And I noticed that. I mean, it's kind of funny. I mean, and people want to get worked up and cry about things and go crazy over something.
Get upset, get so upset, about things you just can't control. There's that saying, it comes from a 12-step deal. It says, God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can't, and the wisdom to know the difference.
Exactly.
And when it goes back to giving, as an individual, somebody just joined us.
Carly, we're almost done, but hey, Carly, how are you?
Hey, evening, Carly.
It's Carly. She's from exactly. No, but definitely, and people are like, how does this tie into giving? Generally, if you're giving out a lot of fear and worry and, oh, it won't work, it's hard to receive anything good back when you're frustrated and you're. But I've even noticed this with technology. It's super weird. I've been trying all these things with, when my computer's not working, I'm banging on the thing and it's not giving me the result I want. Then I'm like, fine, I'm going to chill out. I'm like, please, computer, work. And it's like, boop. I'm like, oh, you can change that uneven balance even just by changing how you react to stuff.
Right.
And people don't realize that. People want to freak out. And I'll be the first one to say I do too. But I've gotten better at it. I've gotten to a point where I'm going to, it's not the end of the world. If it is the end of the world, I can't do anything about that. I don't think I'm going to stop a meteor. But you know what? It's probably not. It's whatever it is. It's probably not the end of the world. And you need to give out the fact that, you can keep going and that you're going to get through whatever that obstacle is.
Right.
And then you'll receive something awesome back. That's really being charitable to just yourself, if nothing else. That's how you give back to yourself, by treating yourself good. Because here's the thing. If you don't treat yourself good, if you're always stressed about things you can't control, you're not going to be able to give anything to anybody else.
Right.
And then that's probably one of the biggest things that people overlook. They're like, oh, yeah, I give tons to this. I give all my money here. I give all my time here. I do this. I do that. I do this. And they're like, whew. And then they get bitter, like, I don't want to do it no more.
Right.
Gave all yourself away.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's all I got for tonight.
All right. Well, that's, we pulled it off.
Yeah, we did. And
Yeah,
then
we did.
Fran the Man will be back, Ron Lester will be back, and Chris will be back for some more powerful things. But I want to thank Cedric Wilson, Sharon Cortizano, Bill Maybauer, and Carly. And also Billy. It was even though he was here for a little bit, and Dan Sissick, he was on. Guys, go out there, the biggest thing is give back to yourself. Once you feel good, once you feel that your life's working, remember that other people are in a rough spot and you can give something to them. It can be money, but it doesn't have to be. It can be time, it can be compassion, or it can be anything that'll give them a better life. This is Kareem with the Power Hour. We'll see you next time. Keep being charitable.
Thank you so much.